Good evening, and welcome to Just Another Conversation. Today is Friday, November 28th, 2025. Top news. Trump says U.S. will permanently pause migration from third world countries. Man says Thanksgiving turned violent after repeated attacks by an 8-year-old nephew vows to skip all family values. Russia ready to fight the last Ukrainian, Putin said amid U.S. peace drive. And Walmart shoppers rage after waiting hours for 65-inch Mac box only for it to sell out. U.S. President Donald Trump on Thursday said his administration will work to permanently pause immigration from all third world countries to allow the United States system to fully recover. Trump also said on social media platform Truth Social that he will end migrants who determine domestic tranquility and deport any foreign nation who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. I have no idea what that means. Trump's comments come following the death of National Guard member on Thursday after being shot near the White House in an ambush that investigators say was carried out by an Afghan national. Now, I honestly don't think that this will be a very good thing for the United States to do. This is not a very well. It's not a very smart move by President Trump to end all migration because, first of all, we need people from other countries to be here. We need migrants. We need more working class because I just don't think. To me, it just seems like ethnic cleansing. To me, it doesn't seem like something that he's trying to fix. It is not something um, that seems like he's trying to fix. It just seems something like it seems like a giant mistake to me. Migrants who crossed the U.S.-Mexico border and were detained and released by U.S. Customs and Border Protection gather at transit station as they travel across the country from the San Ysidro neighborhood of San Diego, California. September 20th, 2000. Wow, this was, yeah. So he's already tried to do this a couple of times. Uh, Not a very smart thing. Not a very, very smart thing. Can you be denied? Um, can you be denied entry to the U.S.? What travelers have to say. Nearly 1 million people enter the United States each day, according to U.S. Customs and Border Control. Very few travelers are turned away, but it can happen. Reports of cell phone searches at airports and tourists and visa holders being detained, deported, or denied entry earlier this year sparked wider concerns. What is required to enter the United States? All U.S. citizens must present a U.S. passport before boarding international flights leaving from or heading to the United States, according to Customs and Border Protection faculty. The United States Babies and Children (CBP) says a Nexus card is also acceptable for U.S. citizens departing from the designated Canadian airports. U.S. citizens that are arriving by land or sea are required to provide Western Hemisphere Travel Initiative approved identification such as a U.S. passport or passport card, enhanced driver's license, enhanced tribal card, trusted traveler program cards like Global Entry, Nexus, or Sentry. Other types of documentation are accepted for U.S. military and accompanying immediate family members traveling on military orders and U.S. merchant mariners. Even where alternate identification is allowed, doesn't hurt to also carry a valid passport. Lawful permanent residents need to show a valid permanent resident card, green card, or re-entry permit to re-enter the U.S. Those who aren't able to return to the U.S. within the year allowed by the green card or 2 years allowed by the re-entry permit may apply for returning residents SB1 immigrant visa according to CBP. Honestly, if I had money and I was one of those people that they are uh, turning back or deporting. I mean, I honestly, if I was deported and I had money, I'd be like, hey man, great. I don't want to come back to this fucking place because guess what? People in Europe live way better. None of the people in Europe deal with the shit that we deal here with. Okay. Now, to be honest with you, there's something. This story. No, I got a story for you. This is something that I personally have experienced. This was one of my first experiences in the United States. When I first came here, I have seen. I went down to because I went to New York. I've lived in New York the first couple months, and then turned out to be 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But I was at the doctor's office, and I've noticed a man with his kids waiting in line. It was a big line, and then this little kid, he must have been about maybe 9, 10, somewhere around there, started screaming and yelling at his dad. I didn't speak any English at the time. And I'm like, what is wrong with this damn kid? Why is he acting all crazy? Why is he spitting at his dad? Why is he saying to his dad, F you? Uh, just when you hear a kid, 9 or 10 years old, swearing and just acting up in public, it just makes you want to go, just want to put a stop to it. And I just don't understand, why do people here in the United States put up with kids who are completely out of fucking control? Like, here's a story for you, okay? So a man, so basically this man that I'm going to be telling you about right now, he did all these preparations for Thanksgiving. Okay, he went out of his way completely to make these holidays the best things ever for his mother, for his sister, for his uncles, I mean, for his father. I mean, the whole family, shibata bang. And then guess what happened? What happened was the 8-year-old man says Thanksgiving turned out violent after repeated attacks by 8-year-old nephew. Okay, so so a man said his nephew had a long history of violent behavior, including attacking relatives, teachers, and even the police. This 8-year-old kid. What in the hell? During Thanksgiving, the child allegedly hit multiple family members. 8-year-old is hitting members. Guys, remember, this is not just like one of those kids that's joking around and gives you a little kick in the shin or something like that, and you get annoyed and he stops, right? This is a chaotic kid, crazy ass kid who's just trying to torture the fuck out of his parents, crap out of everybody. And this is right in the middle of the Thanksgiving dinner, who was actually planned ahead, like months ahead. Okay, these are the people that live on two different sides of the United States, and they were playing this for a long time. And this kid has a history. Okay, man. Okay, so man. So this man that was attacked by this 8-year old, he's the uncle. Okay, and it's his sister's kid. All right. So not only that this kid was hitting multiple family members and headbutted and punched well, he headbutted and punched his uncle. Okay. So this man just had enough, and he turned to Reddit community for advice. He turned for advice to Reddit community, following a Thanksgiving celebration that he said spiraled into chaos after 8-year-old nephew repeatedly attacked him. He explained the boy had a long history of violent abuse. He said he had pulled a knife on my mother, beat her with a stick to the point of her being hospitalized and unable to work, and given her black eyes. What kind of 8-year-old is this? What in the hell? According to the man, the behavior escalated as his sister did not intervene. So he's saying that this kid went out of control because his sister did not intervene. That's his sister's kid. He explained that the boy had a long history of violent outbursts, and he said, he has pulled a knife on my mother, beat her with a stick to the point of being hospitalized, and unable to work, throwing things at her, and giving her a black eye. So his 8-year-old nephew at the Thanksgiving dinner was throwing shit at everybody, hitting his mother in the face, had butted his uncle in the face, and punched him in the gut and the balls. And so the uncle said the problem began early in the day as the nephew was jumping on furniture and swearing and hitting in the head repeatedly. He noted that he asked him to stop. I guess he was asked to stop multiple times. After telling him to repeatedly to knock it off and respect the rules of the house, he just wouldn't listen. This kid just wouldn't listen. According to the man, the behavior escalated. His sister did not intervene. He described how the child turned his attention to other family members, saying he eventually got worse and attacked my brother, causing him to spill his drink on our carpet. Throughout the meal, he said the boy continued to hit him in the head for more than 3 hours. Guys, imagine you're trying to get together with your family. You're trying to eat your Thanksgiving dinner. Then you have this psychotic 8-year-old kid is hitting your mother in the face, giving her a black eye. He's hitting you in the. Imagine an 8-year-old comes over and just butt heads you into the face, and gives you a black eye while you're trying to have a dinner, and you keep telling this kid, "Hey, stop! It's one of those kids when you tell them to stop, and these kids just keeps going and keeps going. Like I've had those. I've seen kids like that before, and I tell you what, I would not for one fucking second deal with a kid like that. Where I come from, if I was to act up like that anywhere, in the store, at home, at the doctor's office, anywhere, I would get a giant smack across my face and I would be told to shut the fuck up. All right? And I can tell you something. The kids really need to be put in their face, in their, sorry, they need to be put in their place. Nowadays, kids really got a fucking nerve, man. I've seen it. I've seen the stores. They scream, they spit, they yell. I want this. I want that. Give me that. And the father and mother would just be like so helpless, and they wouldn't know what to do. And like, do you know what you do? Spank. Sit the fuck down. You let the fucking child act this way, and when he grows up to be 20, 30 years old, I'm not saying that I did it to my kids. I didn't do it to my kids. I have never had a problem with my kids. Never had problems with my kids. I never had to spank my kids or put them in a place. A few times, small incidents, right? But when you have a child that's punching your freaking mother in the face and headbutting you and throwing fits at the dinner. And this is not the end. I mean, this kid just went completely crazy. This is just freaking the beginning. What this kid did. The uncle's name is Poster. So the poster said both he and his parents attempted to get the child to stop, but nothing worked. He shared that he finally warned the boy, telling him he will not be welcome back and he won't give him any present for Christmas if he continues. But the child just persisted and kept going. When he tried ignoring the behavior, he said the boy still continued to repeatedly come and hit me in the head while eating. So imagine you try to tell this child, hey, stop. Stop. You try to tell this kid, stop, okay? It's a dinner. You gotta control yourself. And then this kid just comes over and hits you in the face. So he said the situation came to a breaking point when he attempted to physically remove this child uh, from just from situation from further escalating. Right? He grabbed this kid by the shoulders and picked him up, and he decided to bring him over to his sister. And the boy started laughing like frantically, just ha 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 ha, kind of like he started laughing. This boy started laughing, and he goes, "This is fun." The 8-year-old says, "This is fun." Before headbutting his uncle in the face. The man said his sister then misunderstood what she was seeing and yelled at him. So his sister yelled at her brother because her child was headbutting the uncle in the face. He explained that he put the child down, but he punched me in the face, so I restrained him so he couldn't get more violent. When told to stop restraining him, the uncle loosened his grip, which he said resulted in the boy punching him again. Oh my God, man! I would never put up with this shit, man. If that kid didn't stop, I mean, come on. There's limits. If he punches you once or twice, okay, you think it's kind of a joke. As a little kid, 8 years old, 9 years old. I mean, but then I'm telling you, a boy that's 8, 9 years old, it punches you, especially if he's a little chunkier kid. That shit hurts, man. Headbutts you in the face with his head or punches you in the eye. That hurts. And this man had a handful all night, all dinner. There was last night at a Thanksgiving dinner. And so the uncle said, according to the post, his nephew continued to swear and yell and threat his sister. He was throwing threats. I guess the man said the boy told him "fuck you," and warned, "Next time he sees me, I'm dead." He even threatened to kill his uncle. This 8-year-old. He said, "F you, uncle," and warned, "Next time he sees me, I'm dead." That's what he said. The family gathered quickly dissolved, and his sister took her son home, leaving the rest of the relatives totally shaken. The poster, that's his name, the uncle's name, he said, the aftermath was painful, both emotionally and physically. My nose was totally messed up. I had bruises on my face from being punched and had a massive headache that ibuprofen has not seemed to help. He said his mother blamed him for escalating the situation, while he argued that the lack of consequences for the child's actions had enabled the behavior. This is what I was saying. This right here. I feel not just the little kids, but everyone, adults and kids, there has to be consequences for your fucking actions. If you do something and you don't get punished for it, on one way or another, it doesn't have to be a physical way of punishment. It could be verbal. It could be some spanking. Any kind of consequential punishment. There has to be consequences. Humans don't learn. Most of us don't learn if you don't get, like myself. I used to get. I can only remember how many times I've got my ass kicked. I mean, my curfew was at 9 o'clock p.m. I mean, I remember this particular time. I was supposed to be home at 9. I showed up at 9:50, 9:20, and I got to the door. My father opened the door, and he said, "Where were you?" And I said, and I'm standing like this, and I'm like, I know he's probably gonna either smack me or across the face or the belt. I knew I was gonna get either the belt or smack in the face or something. He says, "Where were you?" I said, "Dad, I was with my friends." He says, "Come closer. You want to talk to you? I can't hear you." I said, "I was with my friends." He says, "What did I tell you?" 9 o'clock. Didn't I say 9 o'clock? I said, "Yes." "What time is it now?" I said, 9:30. "Come closer." I come closer. He goes like, "No, no, no, I'll learn closer." Okay. Bam! I didn't even see it coming. And then before even that happened, and then a foot followed, and I was flying through the hallway. Then he followed me into the room. Then he said, "Boy, next time when I tell you 9 o'clock, you better be home at 9 o'clock." And if I said something to him back, like "F you" or what this child was doing, oh my God. I mean, I've done it a couple of times, and it was me bending over the chair, my pants down, and I remember this freaking belt my dad had. It was that old Soviet Union belt, like thick made Soviet Union. Like they don't make those fuckers anymore, but this belt was thick, like maybe like a 2.5 eighths of an inch. And yeah, I remember that belt till today, man. That belt has taught me some things in life, and I've never hated my father for it. I've always respected him till day to day. He's not with me anymore, but I love him and I miss him. And I, I'm not a rich man. By all means, I'm not, you know, I don't have like the greatest job in the world or anything like that. But I am. I've turned out to be a good man. At least that's what I think. And it was he. It was he was the reason. My father and my mother. But there was times when they went overboard, and I've respected that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I made a mistake, and I wasn't home when they told me to be home, and I talked back to him. I mean, we've gotten to physical. Me and my father, we've gotten to physical fights, man. I'm like in the refugee camp. We got into it. I don't know what happened in the refugee camp. Me and him, we got into it. He swung at me and he missed me, and then I swung. I punched him in the face. We got down to the floor. We scrambled, and he punched me again. I was on the top of him. He was on top of me, and I will never forget that. But uh, as an 80-year-old, a 90-year-old, I was never able to talk so much garbage like this kid is and just get away with it. So this uncle said, despite his mother and sister insisting he should have just let him keep hitting me, uh, so I guess his sister said, "Well, you should just let him hit you. Just let him keep hitting you. You know what the hell? What's the issue? You know." Well, no, it's not a big issue. I only have a freaking giant headache and a bruised eye, and my mom's got a bruised eye, and that. His wife said the nephew is a liability and sooner or later would seriously hurt me or her. So his wife thought that the kid was dangerous, especially when he grows up, he's going to be dangerous. He also noted that this was the third time he was attacked at the family event by the same child, by his own nephew. Other siblings told him they agreed and would not be attending family gatherings where the boy was present, especially since one brother did not want his daughter around the violence anymore. Though he expressed his heartbreak over the situation, he felt he had no other choice. He says, "I refuse to continue to be attacked and abused." Imagine you're saying, "I refuse to be abused by an 8-year-old." Oh my God. What is going on with this country, man? He emphasized that he loved his mother and sister, whose child that was, and hated the idea of dividing the family, adding, I didn't want to break their hearts as they love having us all together. This was supposed to be a family dinner and turned out to be a disaster, but this 8-year-old was punching the uncle everywhere, in the face, in the legs, in the stomach, in the eye. He headbutted him a couple of times, gave him a giant headache, and I guess this wasn't the first time. This was like the third or fourth time he's attacked him at a dinner. I was that kid in 15, 20 minutes. That kid in 15, 20 minutes. If he was punching me in the face, I would put that kid in his place in less than 5 minutes. He would never be. He would never do that ever again to anybody. Not just to his family, but nobody. That is the one problem with this country. We, the parents here, are prosecuted by the system to let our kids do whatever the hell they feel like they want to do. And this is why a lot of them, they turn out to be criminals. A lot of them turn out to be alcoholics, drug addicts. Uh, I mean, you might disagree with me. I don't know. There's of course other reasons why, but I feel if the child, at least in his teens, is problematic and is causing you a lot of headache, and he's punching you and threatening to kill you. I mean, I see a lot of cases. I mean, just the other day, the other day or last week, a 9-year-old took his father's gun and shot his father. I mean, do you want to like something like that to happen? I'm not saying that you have to beat your child, but I'm saying if he punches you in the face, you gotta put your foot down. So to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because they do learn. They do learn. It's just that the system has made it that we are powerless. And it's kind of like the same thing with. God, I can't go into this. I just don't want to offend a lot of people. But I don't like offending people. But I gotta tell you, there men are also abused. I mean, we are. I'm not saying me in particular, but there are men out there who are abused. Women are, not all, but some, are taking these laws and whatever the rights that they have a little too. They're taking advantage of it like it's a fucking coupon, you know. Like, I can yell at him, I can pull his hair, I can mentally abuse him, I can say whatever I want, I can insult him, I can call him an asshole, I can scream in his face, I can do whatever, anything. And just, we're just supposed to sit and listen, right? And just put up with it. Now, I've never touched my wife. We've been together almost 30 years. I have never put my hand on my wife, not one time in 30 years. Anyway, we've had some fights. We've had some fights, really big ones, and I've never thought it's never actually crossed my mind to put a finger on a woman, ever, because I feel if I did, I wouldn't be able to live with it. Not on a child, not on a woman, not on anybody. But at the same time, there's two sides of the story. There's two sides to this. Sometimes, now if you ask certain people from Eastern Europe, right, the way we raised kids over there, and just in general the way people are raised in Eastern Europe, is they say over there that well, I'm going to try to say so it doesn't come out wrong, but um, the saying goes, beating comes from the heavens. Now, I don't know if that sounds right. I don't know how that sounds. I hope it sounds good. Meaning that It's a teacher. If beating comes from heavens, it's a teacher. And I've said it a few times to my wife, and she's got very pissed off. And people take that out of context a lot of times. That's pretty much what happens. So I don't know how many of you guys went to the Black Friday, but uh, you know, I've never shopped on Black Friday. Never cared to do any of the Black Friday shopping. I never really, to be honest with you, even had the extra money to go to shop on Black Fridays. But they had this giant ass uh, b- box of mac and cheese in the shape of the TV. It was like a 60. So here's the so it says Walmart shoppers rage after waiting hours for a 65-inch mac and cheese box. I think I posted a picture on there. So it just shows you how stupid people are sometimes. Walmart customers were left fuming after finding out Kraft's new limited edition Mac Friday box has sold out in seconds. The novelty item, designed to look like a 65-inch TV, flat screen TV, featured 65 boxes of classic Kraft mac and cheese inside and went on sale via the Walmart website at midnight Friday. This thing is just ridiculous. Okay, and even if you did get 65 boxes of classic Kraft mac and cheese, this all processed crap. I wouldn't want to eat that. Although I've given it to my kids before, but I just don't understand the whole hype about buying a giant box of Kraft mac and cheese that looks like a flat screen TV. It retailed for $19.37, a nod to the year that Kraft was founded, with savvy shoppers enticed by the bargain price. The low cost meant that each box inside equated to less than 30 cents, less than a quarter of the regular sale price. Others were enticed by the novelty of the product, which was promoted ahead of time by social media influencers, including Zach Ciampa, who runs the account Snack with Zach. Many eager customers claimed they spent hours waiting on the Walmart website ahead of time so that they could quickly add one item to their carts. This is just fucking stupid. However, they were left devastating after realizing they simply weren't fast enough. I literally had it in my cart and it sold out while I was hitting the finish button. What even? One annoyed online shopper snapped. I'm so sad. Stayed up for this, and I literally have to work tomorrow. Another commiserated. Sounds like no one in the comment section even got a chance to buy one. A third fumed. It's probably going to resell for hundreds more. No, it's not. Nobody gives a shit about a box that looks like a mac and cheese. Oh, man. What do you got over here? Bam, bam, bam. It took me so long to read these news, and it took me even longer to read it. What? What is this? TikToker goes viral, warning her new Toyota requires a paid subscription to use basic features. Is she right at the and are these services worth it? What? Thanks to Jeff Bezos, you can now become a landlord for as little as $100. And no, you don't have to deal with the tenants or fix what? What is going on here? I thought they were talking about a car. We are in a Toyota 2025, and we notice that on the screen you can't use navigation unless you pay a subscription fee for it, he said. But why do you need to use just you have a navigation system on your phone? Why do you need to be on the phone? I mean, that's dumb. Why? But it is dumb. You have to pay a subscription in a Toyota to what? So you purchase a brand new Toyota, and then to use the to use a navigation system, you get a pay subscription fee on top of paying for a Toyota, which is insane. Like you can just hook up your phone up and use navigation on your phone. That's free. So we looked at the subscription fees, and it's $15 a month. It's also $15 a month to stream music to the actual screen in your car. Okay, together it's $25 a month. I also saw somebody on a forum say it's $8 a month to be able to see your oil level and your tire pressure. What in the God's name is going on? The right-wing political channel at Wall Street Apes on X shared the video, and the X post has received over 5 million views. Many users expressed their shock in the comments, but others pointed out it wasn't exactly accurate. According to a community note publicly visible under the post, it is misinformation since Bluetooth, CarPlay, and Android Auto can be used for free for music and navigation, and the paid services Toyota Audio Multimedia and Drive Connect allow you to play music and use cloud-based services without your phone. Toyota does offer various connected services, trials, and subscriptions in bundles, priced at $15 to $25 a month for features like remote locking, and car health updates. They'll do everything just to make a buck, man. These greedy, giant, multi-billion-dollar car companies who are just coming up with another reason to charge you extra money. Who in the hell is gonna pay $15 to $25 a month so you can remote lock your car and get updates on the health of your car? You gotta be a total idiot to fall for that. And then you can't even see an oil level unless you pay $8 a month. And they also have these refrigerators that they're saying that you cannot open the refrigerator unless a commercial, which they play on refrigerators now. Nowadays they have these refrigerators. You guys know that they are kind of like a flat screens. There's like a flat screen. It tells you like what you have in your fridge and all that, and then it will, I guess, will play commercials on the fridge. The fridge will literally play commercials like ads. You're gonna have ads on your freaking fridge, and unless the ad finishes, you can't open the door. It's same thing with these Toyotas. They charge $8 a month just to see your oil levels. Wow. We live in one greedy ass country, I tell you that. This is crazy. Wow. That's why, even if I had the money, I would never buy a new car ever. I would never purchase a new house or a new car because it's all a scam. Way, way overpriced. Way, way over, you know, over exaggerated. These new cars nowadays that they just suck, they break down easily. Wow, look at this guy. Female tourist killed by 9-foot bull shark while using GoPro to film dolphins. A 25-year-old Swiss tourist died of a horrific death after being bitten by a 9-foot bull shark while using a GoPro. Wow. A woman has died and a man remains in a hospital following a shark attack on the mid-north coast yesterday morning. 26 and a 25. My God. If I was swimming, man, and I saw a shark, I would probably shit myself. About 6:30 a.m. Thursday, that was yesterday, emergency services were called to a beach at Crowley Bay following reports two people had been bitten by a shark, the police news releases say. A witness assisted the pair prior to the arrival of NSW ambulance paramedics. However, the woman died at the scene, it adds. While yet to be formally identified, the woman is believed to be aged 25. The 26-year-old old man sustained serious injuries and was airlifted to the John Hunter Hospital, where he remains in a serious but stable condition. Wow, man. The police noted it's believed the pair were visiting from Switzerland. Wow, were they gonna have a what a vacation for them? Jesus Christ, man! Can you imagine you come to vacation in the United States just to get eaten by a shark? The beach remains closed and inquiries are continuing by police attached to the Manning Great Lakes Police District. The report will be prepared for the coroner. My God. It's terrible. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. It's looking like we didn't have as many people as last night, but hey, you know what? We'll get there. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. Push the subscribe button. Help us get to 100 subscribers. And we'll try to bring you news, you know, every night. So far, we've been doing news. I've been doing news every night, and I've been trying to find time to bring news every night. I do want to thank you all for those of you who have already subscribed. Thank you, and for those of you who haven't, please subscribe. It costs you nothing, and take care of each other, hug each other, love each other, respect each other, because I think that really matters a lot. And one hug a day. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.